Okay, hi guys, I'm back. I saw a bunch of people viewed my Manafarm video that I put up on YouTube, and it doesn't have any sound, so I thought that maybe people will want sound on it, so I'm going to remake it, and it will actually have sound this time, so people can hear what I'm saying. So, at the start, I like these 3 component gems, or skills, because I use all of these gems. And you don't need them, obviously, at level 45, but I just have them there because I'm a pretty high level. So, all of these will help me out in some way during the battle. Like, this one is very good. It gives you a lot of bonus XP. And this one gives you higher specials for amplifiers. Higher specials and traps. A lot of my damage and stuff is going to come from traps. So that's the skills. For the talismans, if you want to pause this, you can. It's not really needed. You're obviously not going to copy exactly what I have for talismans. I just try to find a skill level, XP gained, initial mana and XP, and initial mana. So I'm just gonna do it on this field because why not? It's the first field, it's pretty easy. So I don't get this one because when you have it all the way at level 7, there's a really significant amount of time that you have to wait between times when you can jump bomb. And I personally just don't like that. You can get a little bit more XP, about 9% more XP, but you don't need it. Okay. So here, I'm going to start off with a mana gem. I really like this mana gem because it slows them so they stay in the trap longer. It chains so all of the monsters get hit. It leeches so you get mana back, or you get mana, which is the whole point of the mana farm. And it has the increased specials, which is always good. Okay, so there's that. For my kill gem, I normally go with this. Oops. And you don't have to go with that. It's just a personal preference. I like it. It's always worked for me. It's a decent kill gem. I mean, I haven't had any problems with it. So, yeah. And so over here, I'm going to just put my gem in the tower. This is where it's going to go. I'll be able to surround it with amplifiers, but you don't need to be able to. Because the only thing they will be doing is killing structures or shadows or apparitions and that kind of stuff. The ones that you don't want roaming around everywhere. And it will get you more shadow cores, which is always good. So to start off, you just use all of your extra mana to gem bomb the first wave. A lot of traps will spawn and it'll be quite intimidating, but it doesn't really matter that much. So I just fast forwarded through the first wave because probably people don't want to watch that. So every wave I'm going to gem bomb a whole inventory if I can. And early on, this gem right here, whoops, this gem in the tower actually is quite useful because it's meant to kill structures. And you don't want to fill up your whole map with structures. And also, a cool trick that I've seen people do, like they just post pictures, so a cool trick that I picked up is you can put towers in areas and beacons won't be able to spawn in those areas that a tower is in. So you're pretty much limiting the amount of beacons that can be on the field, and eventually you can get rid of all of the beacons. So that's pretty cool. And towers are pretty cheap. Like, I'm able to do it on before round 2 starts, fill up the majority of the map with towers. So, yeah, that's a cool thing that I've seen. And so, I'm going to really focus on getting a lot of the beacons down, because beacons, they're not that great because they don't help you at all. They actually hurt you in nearly all occasions, but it's alright to have a few of them because in the long run they actually are later on in the game. They seem like they would do more to hurt you or harm you, but they really don't. It's not as bad as it seems. So yeah, I am also going to put it on the lowest speed because you really want time to know what you're doing. You really don't want everything to happen all at once. And so yeah, right now I'm just filling up the rest of the map with these towers because I don't really like all the beacons to spawn everywhere, which is understandable because they're not good. They don't help you in any way. So yeah, and just right here I'm going to delete these because, oops. Okay. So this isn't an ideal map to obviously Manafarm on, but it's at least a pretty good representation of it. So I'm actually going to gem bomb this wave twice, but I'm going to use a little bit higher gems for the second time because I really didn't do it very well on the first time. But it's alright, because it doesn't actually matter what type of gems you gem bomb in the very beginning with. So I'm going to extend my kill trap a little bit. I'm going to level these up so that it's harder for things to get through. And I'm taking out my gem from the kill tower. A lot of people probably would question that, but you don't need it in there 24/7. Like right now, I'm putting it in, I'm just going to kill all of these. It's going to be quite quick and easy. And yeah. So I'm going to gem bomb more. It really gets pretty repetitive after a few waves, pretty much even. But it's alright because when you look at the XP that you're going to be getting from this, it's going to be so much. Like, I've leveled on one of the times that I did a Manafarm. I leveled, I think it was 600 times in just one match. So that's pretty crazy when you think about it, because it takes you a while to level most of the time. And you shouldn't really be, well, you shouldn't level that quickly because it's sort of breaking the game in a way. So right here, I'm starting to get quite a lot of mana. So I'm going to up the waves because they're going to need more health to survive through the Manafarm. And yeah. So another thing that you guys probably really should do is pay attention to these sparks on the screen. This is called a spark, and it really helps you in the long term, because if you get a very good shrine, or a shrine spark, let's say, and that shrine spark has a decent shrine on it, and you can get reduced charge time on that spark, so you can use that shrine quite a lot, and it will really help you out, like tremendously. And I just can't express how much it helps you in the later game, especially if you can line it up quite well and you can hit a lot of targets with it when you use it. It will just be absolutely amazing. So I'm going to do something that I probably shouldn't do, but I'm going to do anyway right now. I'm going to kill off all of the monsters on the screen, because I just want to get all the way back here so I can place some amplifiers down. And it was only one in the end that I was able to place, but that's alright because I am maximizing the amount of mana that I can get by placing some. So let's start it up again. And I'm noticing that they're dying quite quickly when they hit the Manafarm, so I want to upgrade the gems that I'm using the gem bomb with. Because the higher level the gem is that you're gem bombing with, the more HP that it will originally use, and it will give them more HP over time too. Oops. So if you look at the HP that all monsters get on this wave, if I gem bomb it one more time, then it will be plus 365 HP. And that HP just keeps going up and up and up. But the more you gem bomb, the faster it will go up. So it goes up quite quickly at the end, and you're able to get a lot of mana. So yeah, it's working now. So really, with a Manafarm, what you need is to be able to keep on top of everything, really. That's the most valuable thing for you to be able to learn how to do. And so it's wave 10 right now, and I've got a little bit over 1 million XP. But if I were to end it right now, which I'm obviously not going to do, but if I were to, I would get this XP times the amount of XP multiplier that I have, which is quite a decent amount, because when you saw at the beginning of the video, we turned up all of the traits except for the mana lock trait. So at this point, the monsters are struggling a little bit to get through my Manafarm, but it's alright because they're almost getting through. They're very, very close to getting through, so I'm only missing out on a very minuscule amount of mana that I could be gaining. In the end, it probably does matter quite a lot how much mana I'm missing out on. But for our purposes of this video, it doesn't really matter because I'm just showing you guys how to do this. And you want to enchant the Manafarm traps, and you can lengthen this Manafarm all the way up the field if you have enough space. Some fields do, this one doesn't, but it's alright if it doesn't. So, with this trap, right now at least, at level 15, it will get 14,000 mana. For every monster that it hits, it will do that. And every time that it hits, it will chain to almost 245 monsters. It's pretty close to that. So, let's just do some, simple math. So, 14,336.74 times, that's the amount of mana that I get every hit. And this would be the maximum amount of mana. So 3 million mana every single time that it hits. And it shoots 11.19 times a second. .91 actually. So just with this one gem, I could be getting, if I maximize the amount of monsters that are being hit by it, I could get up to 41 million every single second, which is a massive amount. It's just amazing how much mana you can get every single time that it hits. So I'm going to upgrade these gems just a little bit, and I'm just going to gem bomb again. And the higher level the gem that you're using to bomb with, the more XP you get per kill. And that also has a separate multiplier, and I just missed a spark, but for this video it doesn't really matter that much because I don't really need to get that much XP from this, because I'm just showing you guys how to do it. So you guys can go replicate it on another field, and there are certainly much better fields to do this on. This is just a beginning field that pretty much anyone could do it on, if they give it a little bit of time and they're patient enough. So I'm probably going to stop at about round 20. Actually, I'm just going to stop it right now. So I'm going to send in all my remaining waves. I'm going to just fast forward it. It'll be pretty laggy in the beginning. And I'm actually going to stop it right here. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to put this gem on the flying ones. That's... and it gets taken. But that's alright. I can just make a new one. Flying ones. And there's my gem back. But I don't really need the gem because I'm ending it. So at the end I got 500 million. That's pretty good for... I'm not sure how long I did this for, but... And I got 3 levels from that. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you later.